Hello, my name is Isaac Ferreira and welcome to an MSS Cast. Our production group here at MediaSpace receives a lot of questions related to how to adjust for images with a high total ink level. So in this tutorial, I wanted to take you through not only how to identify if your images exceed the maximum total ink level for newspaper reproduction, but also how to adjust for them in Photoshop without compromising quality or a dramatic color shift. So let's get started. Alright, so here we are in Adobe InDesign CS4, and before I jump into Photoshop, I wanted to show you in InDesign how you can very easily check your entire ad, not only the images, to make sure that they don't exceed 240% total ink. Now keep in mind 240% because that's the maximum ink density value allowed in newspaper reproduction. So again, in InDesign, go to Window, Output, Separation Preview. The separation preview dialog box will open and you simply need to select ink limit from the pull down menu. You'll immediately notice that everything in your ad turns gray with the exception of elements that are above the total ink value set in the separations preview pane. Again, the value should be 240%, so let's go ahead and change that. I believe the default is 300%. At this point, if there are any images in your ad that's highlighted in bright red, right click on it, select it, and then right click on it, and then select Edit Original to open it in Photoshop. Or you can navigate to the image on your computer and open it in Photoshop as well. Either way is fine. Okay, in Photoshop, you're going to need to have to open the info palette if it's not already open. And you can do this by going to Window and then selecting Info, or simply selecting the eye from the panel here off to the right hand side. From within the info palette, you have to make a couple small adjustments, and the first one is to hover over the eyedropper tool on the left on the first color readout and select total ink, and then above the second color readout select CMYK color. Leave that panel open and go to Image, Adjustments, Selective Color. Alright, when the Selective Color dialog box comes up, select blacks from the colors drop down pane, and what you'll want to do is you'll want to knock down cyan, magenta, and yellow, those values to a negative percentage and black to a positive value. In my case, I'm going to use -40 for cyan, magenta, and yellow, and 20 for black. Alright, make sure that the method is absolute, and what you can do is you can check on and off the preview checkbox to see what kind of a color shift the image has. As you can see, there's not much of a color shift when you use this method. The other thing you'll want to do is hover over the image, and while you're hovering, look over at the info palette. You'll notice that with the first color readout, the original total ink value will be listed on the left hand side, and then it will have a slash, and then the total ink value that the image will be set to once you press OK is going to be listed on the right hand side. It also lists the CMYK breakdown of that particular pixel that you have hovered over. Alright, so select OK, go to File, Save, and close the image down. Once you click on InDesign, you'll notice that the image that you had selected and adjusted will change to gray. And that's because InDesign will recognize, if you have it properly linked, that the image is now below 240% total ink. Well, that's it. That's all you need to do to make sure that all your images are below 240%. Well, I hope you found this MSS screencast useful, and as always, feel free to call or email us with any questions. Thank you.